Ladies and gentlemen, it's Guitaro 5000. I have a question for you. Should young musicians have a backup plan in case music doesn't work out? Now, I'll tell you why this question came to mind and why it's keeping me up at night right now. But first, I want to let you know something. I do my gigs, I travel a lot, I do busking and all that stuff, but, I'm on YouTube mainly to inspire the youth. The youth within you. The part of you that wants to learn and wants to grow. Like, I share my life and my music and my lessons and all that stuff with you. So basically to inspire you. And if you're a young person, you are the future. So here I am for you. And so the youth is very important to me. Now, I was playing at this wedding. I was doing this entire wedding reception, and the party was rocking. Everything was going great. And then afterward, people were coming up to me, asking me to do this party and that party and this show and that concert or whatever. And then one person asked me, hey, her name was Ruby. She's like, hey, I have an international school, and I want you to speak to them, to speak to my students. I have a music club at this school. I want you to speak to them and, tell them your life story. You're so great. You're a musician and all that stuff. I want you to, talk to them. So I'm like, that sounds great. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm so glad she asked me to do that. So I go to this school in New York City, and as I get there, she's getting me ready. She's telling me, oh, some of these kids don't speak English. They're from so many places, and they need someone like you to inspire them. I feel like you made it. I feel like you're doing great things, and I want you to tell them about it, and they'll be so happy. So I'm like, okay, say no more. I'm definitely into it. And she's like, well, I want you to definitely meet this guy in my club. His name is Mike. He's a really great player. He's a great singer too. And he's gonna love meeting you. He watches your videos, he loves you. And I'm like, listen, you don't have to convince me. Let's do it. So I get a chance to meet Mike. I do the whole presentation. I basically winged it, but it came out pretty good. They had lots of questions. I played for them. I played a little concert for them. They made requests from my list and stuff like that. It was a really good, fun experience. And then afterward, I got a chance to just, sit face to face with Mike. So I'm just asking him, like, you're a really good musician, and I'm just wondering, like, what your plans are after high school. And then he looks up, and Miss Ruby's like right here, and he's like right here. I'm talking to him, and he looks up. He's like, oh, I'm applied to some colleges. I forgot what his major was going to be, but I think it's something related to medical or something like that. And so I'm like, okay, you're applying to colleges, okay. What are you gonna study? He says something that's not music, and then I'm like, okay, well, why are you doing that? Is that something you're passionate about? He's like, well, I'm passionate about music, but you gotta have a backup plan. And I look at Miss Ruby, and she's like, mm-hmm. I'm just like, wait. I'm a little confused here, This is kind of strange. Like, I'm here to inspire children, youth, to follow their dreams, and we got Miss Ruby, who is the one asking me to do it, and at the same time advocating a backup plan. And I know for sure that she would only do all this because she loves and cares for the children, and so do I. We just have different philosophies on how to, show our inspiration and love for the students. So we kind of butt heads there a little bit. So I got to like talking to her, and I'm like, hey, so like, what's this backup plan thing? Like, what's that all about? Well, she's like, I don't want them to have a bad life. I want them to have a good life, and they need to make sure they have enough money and everything like that. And I'm just like, I get it. I totally get that. But at the same time, I feel like, if you have that safety net, then you just don't try hard enough to make it work. Not that you have to do that, and like, it's cool to have a safety net, but there's a point where if you are following your dreams, there's a point where you be like, okay, this is not working. Let me go back to my backup plan. And then someone else who doesn't have a backup plan is going to keep on going. And to get the same thing that you were going for, and what you might have is a plan B that might have worked out, and also a bunch of regrets. And what they might have was, having had no plan B, they might crash and burn and never get anywhere anyway. But they might find that all their dreams come true. So I feel like, if you do, this is my personal opinion. The reason why I'm making this video is not just to share my personal opinion, but I want to know what you really think about this. I'm on the side of like, hey, if you want to do something, just do it. Like really go into it, go all the way. Don't dabble lab in it. I feel like having a backup plan is like dabble lab, and you just want to dabble lab in there. And I don't know. So okay, here's a quick story from me. If you have been following me for years and years on YouTube, you know that I was originally on YouTube as a nursing student who played the guitar. I used to busk in the subway with a sign that said college fund. I used to have a sign that said I need $5,000 for college. And then people started calling me, 5,000. Aren't you that 5,000 guy? So I'm like, that sounds cool. So now I'm Guitaro 5,000. Yeah, so, I wanted to, I was, when I first started going to school for nursing, I was 18 years old, and someone told me, the reason why I started doing that was because, I got some good advice from someone that says, hey, you can do anything you want in life, but first you need to make sure you have enough money. So, what you need to do right now is you need to go to school, become a nurse, and you'll have enough money to fund anything you want to do. So, so I got into nursing school, and I was like, okay, I actually kind of enjoy it. This is kind of cool. And I decided that I actually wanted to go full on into nursing and just do music on the side, because I wanted to help people. I wanted to heal people. But I was still busking in the subway to pay for nursing school. And as I was busking in the subway to pay for nursing school, people were coming up to me and saying, oh, you just brightened my day. Oh, I feel so much better. Oh, you did this, you did that. So I'm like, I actually am already healing people by playing music. So, there's no need to have this other plan, in the back, like this backup plan or this way to make my music happen. Let me just do music. So I got rid of the whole backup plan. And there are a lot of you who have helped me through that as well. Give me encouragement. And some of you like sending money, funding me, and all the other stuff. So, now what has had that. Now you know what the results are. I'm full-time music. I definitely feel like, there are times where I get scared. The times where I just get scared to take the next step. I get scared to do the next thing. Like this year, I've been traveling a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to travel tomorrow. I'm going back to New Orleans. The first travel adventure that I experienced was going on the cruise ship. If you've been subscribed for a while, I did the whole cruise ship thing. And then I started to travel by myself. But the first time I was going to buy my first ticket, I was really scared to death. Like, why am I going to Germany? Like, what am I doing that for? Like, maybe I should just kind of stay here. But I knew that my vision was to become a worldwide international performer. And there was no other thing I was working on. There's no other thing I was planning to do other than that. So just knowing that there was no other way back was what really kept me, I guess, courageous. And so wait, what you gonna do? It's like, why am I so scared? Let me just go ahead and do it. So I did it. Booked my first ticket to Germany, and I've been traveling a lot ever since. So. Anyway, that's just my story. That's my story. That I'm getting into my story. But I still want to know what you think. Should young musicians have a backup plan? And the part of the reason why I'm asking this is because, I'm going to be doing a lot of talks in schools and stuff like that. Matter of fact, if you have a school you want me to speak at or perform for or anything like that, let me know. I'll be glad to be there and do that for you. And I know this question of a backup plan is going to come often. So I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think. Should young musicians have a backup plan just in case music doesn't work out? Thank you. So you can respond in the comment section or hit me up on Instagram, Guitaro5000, and I'm also on Facebook, Guitaro5000. It's probably best to do it in the comments though. So thanks so much, and have a great night. Well, it's night for me. Have a great day.